I was diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia, and I did a lot of things that helped improve that dramatically. And what I've been awake to and what I've been in a state of awareness around is that there's still a lot of opportunity for optimization in myself. There's I think a lack of being able to really go deep and focus deeply for long periods of time that I want to be able to accomplish, because being a person that has a lot on his plate, I feel like it's easy to jump to text messages, then emails, then I've got a meeting, and then I'll fit a couple of things in in a few minutes here, and my brain, I feel like, has been conditioned to be a little bit scattered, right? And so I'm not ADHD like I was, as much before, but I feel like society and the way that, text message media, it creates us to be all ADHD, So I want to be able to go, be able to have the strength to inhibit the desire to do little quick things that give me dopamine hits and get a massive dopamine hit by going deep. And I feel so much more accomplished when I can shut out all of these little distractions, focus on the main thing that will have the biggest impact, and at the end of the day I always feel like a champion. But I feel like I haven't been winning lately, right? I haven't been winning as much in life because yes, things are going well around me, but my personal psychology at the end of the day is that I feel like I'm not winning because of the fact that I've got so many things kind of going on that I'm not able to do that deep work to get the results that I know I'm capable of getting. Yeah, when I was younger, I was struggling in school to take tests, to focus. I would be talking to a friend and I would forget my sentences, and I would forget what I was talking to them about mid-sentence, and then they would be like, hey, you were talking to me about, the Toronto Raptors or something like that, and I changed the subject and I was talking about something else, and they're like, are you okay? And this is when I started to realize, okay, maybe there's something going on. And my teacher came up to me at the end of the test taking period, and the bell rang for recess and or lunch, and she was like, Isaac, you're only a quarter of the way done the test. What's happening? Everyone else had handed their test 30 minutes ago. And so she's like, I would recommend getting an assessment done. So I did this assessment. 3 weeks later, came back, ADHD, dyslexia, and then I was put in special needs. So I was in a place where I was then having to go into special needs to take tests, and it was embarrassing for me. It was it was a challenge, and I'd have to get up, walk to special needs. My friends would be making fun of me. So it was just an embarrassing experience, and it was something that I was like, man, I wish I didn't have to do this. I think that part of it is just from the things that you teach in your process of transforming people's lives and their brains, and creating sustainability with transformation. That's what somebody did for me, and they helped me upgrade my brain function to a certain degree. But then I bring people around me right now. I literally had to hire somebody, his name's Bill, to do some of the deep thinking that I just haven't been able to do for my own business. And so I want to be able to do that for my own business. I think it's easy sometimes to I have a good positive mental attitude, a PMA, but it's sometimes when your brain is going and switching from one thing to another so often, and I just know that there's another level for my brain to access. Sometimes that creates stress, right? And I'm like, this isn't who I am. I'm not a person that that needs to have this amount of stress, and it impacts my parenting, because I'll be short with the kids. I'll be I had my kid come up to me the other day and he said, "Hey, will you stop, speaking so powerfully?" I'm like, "What do you mean powerfully?" They're like, "I feel like, you yell at me sometimes and I don't like that." And I'm like, that's not who I am, right? But like at the same time, there's been so much kind of like, I feel like short-circuiting my brain, where when I show up as a father, sometimes I'm in a state of short circuit.
Yeah.
And then I get sometimes, to a place where I know I could be upgraded as a father as well, as a husband to my wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Isaac, you haven't been yourself, and it's been kind of like you've been going in and out." So I just feel like, there's a huge opportunity there for upgrade. And I can tell you that, like, I look at, the body holistically as a doctor, and vitalistically, but if you look at this, it impacts, it is impacting my relationship, it's impacting my parenting, and then how they show up for each other, right? There's a little bit more like roughhousing when I'm not like dialed in, when I'm not like at my best. So, I do a lot to optimize, but I just know that this brain technology is gonna, hopefully help, address some of these things that I know are low-hanging fruits for me that would help to make a massive difference, like difference that could make the big difference. My mission is to transform healthcare and take people, doctors and their patients to help them understand what the new health model is, and to take what I dealt with, where I was in special needs. Like eventually I was getting straight A's. Eventually I was on the national dean's list and getting international scholarships. But like, I feel like there's a ceiling that I've hit that I know like I can kind of break past. But I know from my experience in the past, just following the things that you teach in your programs, like that everyone needs this, right? It's the disease care model where they're just treating symptoms with drugs and surgeries, right? It's a broken model. It's not true healthcare. So my mission is to help people transform their health, upgrade as practitioners, create better transformations for the patients, and ultimately become the super doctor that Dr. Rick, Dr. Abbey is, to his patients and all the people that are working with you to get the transformations in the people that you've been seeing, which is why I'm reaching out to you, because I see what's happening. I see the results that you're getting. I see the transformations in people's lives. And look, I'm somebody that, is looking to always optimize. But when there's the best of the best that's out there that has already figured out the solution to help children overcome, a lot of the neurodeficits and challenges that they're dealing with, I know that, it's something that I want to access myself. I believe that we can, as a community, transform 1 billion lives, shift people out of the disease care kind of symptoms-based model, get to this model of healthcare that helps people get at cause and transform their health, prevent disease, and maximize their brains and bodies for the rest of their lives. I know there's more, and it's like, that's why Ben Greenfield, is reaching out to you. And that's why, like, all these, high achievers, they want to, like a David Asprey and some of these other people, like, they're always looking for what's next, like what is on the cutting edge. And the results that you're getting are like freaking us out, right? The people that are the top of the high performance world, they're like, we want to get access to this. That's why the top executives and entrepreneurs are seeking to work with you. Right. And so I'm like, okay, and athletes, the top athletes in the world. So I want that juice, I want to access that.